Hey Nicole, what's happening? It's Adam here, and I just saw your story. Super, super cool that you live here in the Bay Area also. And it's also pretty cool that you're starting the SCD diet. I know it's been 2 years since you were diagnosed with UC, it looks like from your story. And you have some questions about the diet, so I wanted to answer them through the video. Alrighty, so first question you had is, I believe the SCD diet really works. I'm just not sure how long it is going to take to see results. So, it's a great question. That's like the billion-dollar question, right? And what I can tell you about my experiences are, the very first time that I started the SCD diet, I was taking about 15 milligrams of prednisone per day at the time, and I started the diet. I wasn't extremely severe when I started the diet, but I did have symptoms. I had some bleeding going on, and I had abdominal cramps and multiple bowel movements during the day. So, loose bowel movements. So after just about, I don't know, I want to say it was maybe just 2 or 3 days, I started seeing noticeable improvements. And that particular time, I didn't go on the intro diet. I just did what a lot of people do, which I do not advise, and that is just reading the books on SCD diet and then reading about the overall diet and going right into that. You do want to start on the intro diet, especially when you have UC symptoms. So, to answer your question, it's different for every single person. It depends on how strictly you're following the diet. It depends on what type of medications you're also taking. But I would expect within a couple more days you should start seeing some results for sure. So if in a week from now you're not seeing any results, don't count everything out, but I would be surprised. Question number 2. And are frozen beef patties okay to use? Excellent question. For me, I don't use frozen beef patties when I'm making hamburgers on this diet. I like to go to the butcher and get the ground up meat that's right there in front of me. Not to say that frozen beef patties are not okay, but you want to be really careful. A lot of times there might be some hidden ingredients on there that are not SCD legal, so if you look on the ingredients and it doesn't look like it, that's probably okay. There's nothing in there, no sugars added, anything like that, starches. But if you do have a grocery store accessible, I would recommend just going to the grocery store, getting up some fresh ground meat. You can make up a whole bunch of hamburger patties. You can put them in the freezer if you want, but you know at that point that there's nothing else added. And ask the butchers themselves. Next question you have. Has anyone else taken VSL-3 pill form, and should I stop when starting the SCD diet? It's a great question. I don't have an answer for you because I have never really taken VSL number 3. I know it's a very, very popular probiotic with people that have ulcerative colitis, but myself, I haven't taken it. So, also, is it true you should not start off with too much yogurt at first? And she's talking about, everyone at home, the homemade SCD yogurt. That's, it's in the guidebooks and so forth, talking about how to make it. I've also got several posts on the site about how to make it. The answer is yes. You do not want to start out with too much of that stuff. It's recommended to start out with maybe like a half of a teaspoon, a tiny little bit. Every single person you talk to is going to say something differently. But coming from me, you want to start out with a tiny bit. You can gradually work yourself up on that, but don't get carried away with the homemade yogurt. It tastes really good, but you can easily get it out of control and it'll be a negative effect to you when you're starting the diet and you have active symptoms. So I would actually not be taking that yogurt at all right now and focusing more on the intro diet type of foods. So, number 5. Oh, and one last thing you said. How much beef patties and salmon should I eat? I'm not trying to lose any more weight, and I can totally understand that, and it's an excellent question. So my advice would be to eat as much food as you want as far as stuff that's legitimate from the diet, and especially stuff from the intro diet. You don't have to really limit yourself. I would recommend maybe doing multiple smaller meals throughout the day. It's worked really well for me, and that's just from my own personal experience. So, how much to eat? Well, I would say eat enough until you're full. I wouldn't overeat if you're trying to gain some weight, which it sounds like you may be. That's common. Take it easy on it, but I wouldn't worry about eating minuscule little portions. Anyways, best of luck to you, Nicole, with the SCD diet. Super cool that you're in the Bay Area. Give me an email at ihaveuc@ihaveuc.com if you want to try to meet up or something like that. I'm over here in the East Bay in Berkeley. Talk to you soon. All right, bye.